Shaolin monks had zero modern ab training. No crunches, no sit-ups, no ab rollers, and yet they had some of the strongest cores ever documented. How? They never trained in isolation. Not a single crunch in 1,000 years of tradition. Instead, they used movements that forced the entire body to work as one. Hours in horse stance until their legs burned. Strikes against wooden dummies until their knuckles calloused like stone. Here's something most people don't know. One of these 6 movements is so unassuming that most people skip right past it. And it may do more for your core than anything else on this list. Stay with me. I'll show you all 6. Think about the standard AB routine. Crunch after crunch, set after set, week after week. Your neck strains forward. Your lower back presses into the floor. The range of motion is short, the muscle rarely reaches real tension, and most of the work happens through momentum rather than control. It feels like effort. But effort and results aren't always the same thing. Here's what's actually true about building a strong core. It isn't just about working the abs in isolation. Core strength comes from muscles working together, bracing, rotating, and stabilizing under real tension the way they do in a plank, a twist, or a squat. That's exactly what Shaolin training emphasized. Continuous, whole-body tension instead of quick, isolated reps. One more honest note before we start. No exercise burns fat from one specific spot on your body. Belly fat and side fat come off as part of overall fat loss through consistent training and nutrition, not by targeting a single area. What these 6 exercises will do is build real core strength, improve your conditioning, and burn calories as part of that bigger picture. 6 exercises. Let's build this the way the monks did, one deliberate movement at a time. Exercise 1, plank reach. Most people think of the plank as a static hold. Get into position, count to 60, done. That mindset is exactly why so many planks stop working after the first few weeks. The standard plank trains stillness. The Shaolin approach adds instability, because a body that can stay steady while something is changing is a body with a genuinely strong core. Come into a forearm plank, shoulders stacked over elbows, body in a straight line from head to heel. Now, reach one arm forward, hold for 2 seconds, and return. Alternate sides without letting your hips rotate or drop. That resistance to rotation is where the real work happens. Do 3 to 4 sets of 8 reaches per side. The most common mistake is letting the hips sag or twist with each reach. Keep them locked level. To progress, lift the opposite leg slightly off the ground each time you reach. Your core stops being just abs and starts becoming a brace, the kind that protects your spine and everything else you do. This move builds the foundation, but foundations mean nothing without rotation, and that's exactly what most programs skip. Exercise 2, standing oblique twist. Most people never train rotation standing up. Every core exercise happens flat on the floor. That's a gap, because almost everything you do in real life, swinging, turning, lifting, happens on your feet. Stand with feet shoulder width apart, knees soft, hands clasped at your chest. Rotate your torso fully to one side, then the other, in a slow, controlled arc. Not a fast twist, but a deliberate one, driven from your core rather than your arms. Do 3 to 4 sets of 30 seconds. The most common mistake is twisting only through the shoulders while the hips stay frozen. Let your whole trunk rotate together. To progress, hold a lightweight or water bottle at your chest to add resistance. Your waistline starts to feel tighter under tension, not just when you flex, because you've trained it in the position you actually use it. Exercise 1 gave you the brace. This one gives you rotation. Combined, they set up something you were promised at the very start. Exercise 3, horse stance knee raise. Remember the exercise I mentioned at the beginning? The one most people skip past without realizing what it does? This is it. Horse stance was the backbone of Shaolin conditioning, and it has a reputation today for being just a leg exercise. That reputation is incomplete. Held correctly with the core actively braced, it becomes one of the most demanding total body holds there is. Drop into a wide squat, thighs closer to parallel with the floor, spine upright, hands at your hips. From here, lift one knee toward your chest and place it back down, alternate sides, while your torso stays completely still. Do 3 to 4 sets of 10 knee raises per side. The most common mistake is letting the torso lean or bounce with each lift. The stillness above the waist is the whole point. To progress, hold the horse stance lower and slower between raises. Your legs shake, your core locks in to keep you upright. That combination, lower body endurance paired with upper body stillness, is what separates a strong core from a merely visible one. 3 exercises down, but we've only trained forward and sideways so far, and ignoring the diagonal plane is why a lot of complete AB routines leave a gap. If you're still with me at this point, you're already more consistent than most people who click on a workout video and drift off after 30 seconds. If this is useful, consider subscribing. There's more from this kind of training coming, including how the monks built endurance without ever stepping on a treadmill. No pause. Let's keep going. Exercise 4. Crossbody mountain climber. Most people know the mountain climber as a fast cardio finisher, knees driving in as quick as possible. That version works your heart rate, but it barely touches rotation, which means it's only doing half the job your core is capable of. Start in a high plank, hands under shoulders. Drive one knee diagonally toward the opposite elbow, slowly. Then return and switch sides. Control replacing speed. Do 3 to 4 sets of 10 per side. The most common mistake is rushing the movement and losing the diagonal line. Slow it down and feel the twist through your midsection. To progress, add a push-up between each pair of reps. You get the same heart rate lift as the fast version, plus the rotational strength the fast version leaves on the table. That covers your front and sides. But there's a whole side of the core most people never train at all. Exercise 5. Side plank dip. Most people never train the obliques at all, not the way they train the front abs. It's the side of the core that gets ignored the longest, and it shows in how easily the lower back takes over during twisting or lifting. Lie on your side, forearm on the ground, body in a straight line. Lower your hips toward the floor, then lift back up to the starting plank line. Make it a small, controlled dip rather than a big swing. Do 3 to 4 sets of 12 dips per side. The most common mistake is letting the hips rotate forward or back during the dip. Keep your body stacked. To progress, lift your top leg for the full set. This is the side of your core that stabilizes everything else. And once it's strong, single side movements like carrying groceries or reaching overhead feel noticeably steadier. Exercise 6. Dead bug. 5 exercises down. If you've made it this far, your core is probably already burning, and that's just the warm-up compared to what's coming next. The last exercise looks laughably simple. Most people scoff the first time they see it. That's exactly why their lower back keeps aching during everything else they do, and nobody ever tells them why. Most people see this exercise and assume it's too easy to matter. Slow, floor-based, no visible strain. That assumption is exactly why lower back tightness during other core work never goes away. Lie on your back, arms reaching toward the ceiling, knees bent at 90 degrees. Lower one arm and the opposite leg toward the floor at the same time, without letting your lower back arch off the ground. Then, return and switch sides. Do 3 to 4 sets of 10 per side. The most common mistake is letting the back arch as the limbs lower. Press it flat into the floor the entire time. To progress, slow the lowering phase to a full 4-second count. It looks unimpressive, but it quietly fixes the coordination and control that every other exercise on this list depends on. Train this circuit 3 to 4 times a week, resting a day between sessions. Add one set or a slower tempo every 2 weeks rather than adding more exercises. Most people notice their core feels noticeably stronger and steadier within 4 to 6 weeks. Visible changes depend on your overall training and nutrition, not the exercises alone. Stay consistent with this for a few months, paired with a reasonable diet, and you'll likely build more functional core strength than years of scattered crunches ever gave you, all without the neck strain or lower back ache that come with doing it the old way. Strength was never built by shortcuts, only by showing up, one deliberate rep at a time. See you in the next one.